Alright, in this lesson, let's see how to set up Visual Studio Code and go through some basic but very useful commands in Cloud Code inside Visual Studio Code. So first thing first, head over to Google, search for Visual Studio Code, download it for your operating system and install it. Once you have Visual Studio Code installed, which is a very simple standard installation process, go ahead and open it up. Now on the left side, when you click right here, you can see the File Explorer. So you can basically open a folder, or you can even clone GitHub repository. So when I click on this button, I can provide repository URL or pick a repository source, right, to clone repo from GitHub. So you can very easily copy the code from your project, from your repo, or from other developers and run the code locally. So the first thing you want to do is open your project folder. All right, so you can go right here to File Explorer, which is one of the components of IDE, as I explained in one of the previous lessons, and click on Open Folder. Or you can go to File, right here, and open Folder from this view, this way. Navigate to whichever project or folder you want to work in. I'm going to open the test folder I created in one of the previous lessons, which I called Cloud Code Test 2. All right. But you can, of course, create a brand new folder as well. Now, I actually used Cloud Code inside this folder to generate some simple demo files, just so you can see what a real project structure looks like inside Visual Studio Code. And straight away, you'll notice one of the big benefits of working inside an IDE, because you can see all your project files laid out on the left side in the Files Explorer. As you can see here, we've got a typical project structure: an index.html at the root, a styles folder with our CSS, a scripts folder for JavaScript, and utils folder for helper functions, and a data folder holding some JSON files. So this kind of structure is pretty standard, and Cloud Code understands it natively. So now when you ask it to make some changes, it knows how to navigate across these folders and files on its own. And that's what makes it really powerful to work with inside an IDE, rather than just a plain terminal. And as I said, this is one of the big benefits of working inside an IDE, because you can see all your project files, which makes it really easy to keep track of everything. You also get built-in source control, so you can create commits and see exactly what changes have been made to your codebase at any point. We'll be using that quite a bit as we go through the course. Now, to access Cloud Code inside Visual Studio Code, you can go to Terminal, click on New Terminal, or you can just press Ctrl plus backtick on Windows, or Ctrl plus backtick on Mac to show and hide the terminal whenever you need it. All right. Now, as you can see, we are working in this project, in this folder, in this directory. All right. Now you just need to type Cloud and hit enter, and it's running right here inside your editor. You can even test it straight away by typing something like hello, and Cloud will respond. So everything is working. Now there is one thing worth sorting out straight away. By default, if you press enter, it sends your message to Cloud. So if you want to write a multi-line prompt, like please implement the following, and then list out a bunch of features underneath, pressing enter will just send it before we are ready. And to fix this, we need to run a quick setup command. So let's press // and you will see a list of the available Cloud Code commands. What you are looking for is terminal. So let's type terminal setup. All right. So select it and hit enter. From this point on, pressing Shift plus Enter will create a new line instead of sending the message. So you can write out longer prompts without them firing off too early. Now let's go through a few more commands that you'll be using regularly. The first one is context. All right. As you can see, we can visualize current context usage as a colored grid. All right. So run this, hit enter, and you will see a full breakdown of your current conversation. So first we've got the model we are using. Then you can see how many tokens you have used. So how much of your 200,000 token limit you are working through. So at this point, I have used 6,000 tokens, which is 3%. You can see how many tokens your system prompt is taking up, how many tokens have been used by system tools, skills, messages. We can see how much of free space left in this context, about 80%. Also, the auto compact buffer, you can see all the MCP servers and skills available to the agent. We'll cover both of those properly later in the course. And the reason this command matters is that when you get close to that token limit, will automatically get compacted, which basically means Cloud Code summarizes everything up to that point. And to avoid losing important details, I would suggest keeping your prompts focused and working on smaller features at a time to keep the context window lean. And when things do get too full, it's better to just clear the conversation and start fresh. Which brings us to the next command, which is clear. All right? So you can run this command and your conversation window is wiped clean. Simple as that. Now, if you want to close Cloud Code completely, just run command exit. Now, if you ever want to get back into Cloud Code after closing it, just type Cloud again, and then you can run resume command. And this will show you all your previous conversations, and you can pick up right where you left off. Now, before we start writing any actual code, I also want to show you another way to access Cloud Code inside Visual Studio Code, and that's through the Cloud Code extension. On the left sidebar, click on the extensions icon, this one, and here you can search for Cloud Code. All right? Just make sure you pick the one made by Anthropic. It has a verified check mark next to it, so you can install it by clicking on the install button and then press the button to open it up. And this launches Cloud Code in its own dedicated window. It should appear in the top right corner, right here, as you can see. And this extension view, to be honest, looks a lot cleaner and more user-friendly than the terminal view. You still have access to the slash commands from here as well. So when you type /, you can see I can search for different commands. If you are not a developer and the terminal feels a bit intimidating, this interface through the extension is probably going to feel a lot more comfortable to work in. Either way, whether you use the terminal or the extension, you are ready to start using Cloud Code. Now, I prefer to use terminal, so I'm going to stick with terminal. You can press escape to cancel. All right. Now, one of the first things you might want to do is switch the model you are using. By default, you might be on a lighter model. For example, currently I'm using Sonnet 4.6 with medium effort. But you can change this by running model command. Alright? You can see Anthropic by default recommends 4.6 model, which is most capable for complex work. So we've got a list of options. We've got the default one, so the most powerful. We've got Sonnet and also Haiku. Now, if you want to save tokens, I recommend using Sonnet, all right? But if you are on a max plan, Opus is the best model on the market right now. So I'll go with Opus, which is Anthropic's most powerful model. Now, there is something called thinking mode, and basically, when thinking mode is off, Claude Code will work faster and use less tokens, but the output quality will take a hit. If you want to turn off the thinking mode, you can type /config and then select thinking mode and switch it to false, all right? But I personally keep the thinking mode on because I would rather get better results even if it takes a little longer. So I'm going to set it to true. Just press enter, all right? Let's press escape. Now, by default, Claude Code will ask you permission before doing pretty much anything like editing files, running commands, using tools. So if you want to change that behavior, you can press Shift plus Tab on your keyboard. As you can see, it changed to plan mode on. Press Shift plus Tab again, and you can see accept edits on. So you can press Shift plus Tab to cycle through the different modes. So the first is accept edits on, which means Claude will go ahead and make changes to your files without asking you for permission each time, but will still check with you before running anything that could be potentially risky, alright? But this speeds things up a lot, and Claude Code can work much faster. Now when you press Shift plus Tab again, you will land on planning mode. In this mode, Claude won't touch your codebase at all. Instead, you can have a conversation with Claude Code to think through and plan out your project. And by the end of that conversation, Claude will put together a complete implementation plan for you. So I press enter. So now I can ask questions. So in this mode, I can plan with Claude. And this is actually really useful before starting any new project. And we'll be using it a lot throughout this course. All right, so that covers everything you need to get up and running in Visual Studio Code. We also covered some basic commands. In the next lesson, we'll get anti-gravity set up, and then we'll be ready to start building.